I'm glad my mom died before my wedding. That sounds monstrous. I know, but I need to say it somewhere. She was cruel, manipulative, the kind of mother who made everything about herself. She told me I looked fat the day of my prom. She told me my fiancé was settling when we got engaged. She called crying at 3 a.m. if I didn't answer her texts right away. My entire life, I was her emotional punching bag. When she was diagnosed with cancer, I tried to do the good daughter thing. I drove her to chemo. I cleaned her house. She still called me ungrateful. Still told the nurses I never visited. She died 6 months before my wedding. It was peaceful, quiet. She went in her sleep, and the relief I felt was bigger than the grief. I had a wedding day with no drama, no insults, no tension, just love. I miss the idea of a mother, but not her. And that's the part that eats me alive. I was kidnapped when I was 8 and held in captivity for 3 years, 26F. I was picked up by a stranger from school posing to be my dad's friend, saying that he would drop me off to the airport to catch a flight with my dad. Not only did I actually have to travel with my dad that day, but this man somehow knew my dad was getting off early from work. He told me that morning, and that he had to go fishing with his friend. He did this a lot. He told me that my dad sent him to pick me up and meet him directly at the airport. I believed him, convinced my teachers I knew him, because I was excited to go to the airport, and left with him. I was held in captivity for 3 years. I was raped, beaten, starved. 11-year-old me had learned to make him trust me. It started with us going around in his car, although I had to sit in the back seat and stay quiet the whole time. He let me come into his kitchen and make food for myself. He let me clean his house. The day we went to feed the ducks at the park, I ran. I ran as fast as my weak legs could carry me because of the crowd. I think he lost me. I begged a family for help, telling them I was kidnapped and I wanted to go home. I told them my name, my school's name, and my parents' names. Long story short, they caught him. He killed himself. I was back with my dad, my sisters, my dogs. I'm now happily married to my wife of 4 years, still undergoing therapy, have a good job, and a baby on the way. Edit. I'm very sorry for the last line. I realize it doesn't end well for most and I got lucky. But the only way I kept going was telling myself I'm going to escape, and then I'm going to get better, I'm going to love myself again, I'm going to get past my trauma. Since this worked for me, I assumed saying, "It will end well," would work for other people too. Of course, it wasn't right though. My sister told me she hates having me around. I have a sister 14 years younger than me. We'd always been close. I would take her to the theater and museums and theme parks. Whenever she wanted to try something new, I jumped to make sure she could do it. To me, she was my most beloved person. A month ago, I had to move back in with our parents as a stopgap, while my partner and I orchestrate a move back to our hometown. I'm not super excited to be back. The one positive for me was that I'd see her more often. I was so excited to be with her more, even just in passive ways. Like I'd sit and work on my craft while she watched her TV shows and listen as she gave me way too many details about these Mormon women's secret lives. 2 weeks ago, she told me that she hates having me at home, that my presence is a constant annoyance, and she just wants to be alone, among other jabs. Now I feel so uncomfortable in the public spaces of the house that when she is home, I sit in my room alone on the floor to crochet because the room doesn't fit a chair and listen to audiobooks. I genuinely thought we were having a good time. She was in the room with me regardless of whether her activity needed to be done in that room or not. She initiated all conversation about her shows and seemed excited when I would make some reference to it later or voice a, "Oh, she's a horrible friend," whenever it was appropriate. In retrospect, I can see this coming, I think. She's been meaner and meaner the last year especially, but I always gave her grace or found a way it wasn't her fault. The catalyst was Christmas 2 years ago. I had bought her several dresses, nice ones in the style she liked. One of them she explicitly pointed out to me. But about a month before Christmas, she changed her style drastically. I knew when I saw her the dresses would probably not be a good gift anymore, so I told her, "If these don't work, please don't donate them. They're worth something secondhand. I will sell them for you." Multiple times since that Christmas, those dresses have been thrown in my face by her, but more by my mother, as proof that I don't respect her or care about her. I hate being alone, but I hate feeling annoying more. Suddenly, 18 years of adoring her are gone. I really don't feel any pull to spend time with her or be near her. I used to be very proud of her and would talk well of her to everyone. My kind dance prodigy sister. My favorite person. But I don't do that now. I don't see her as a kind person anymore. I hear the way she talks to other people and me, and it's not kind. The jabs aren't good-humored or attempts at deadpan humor. I'm trying to be a mature and grounded adult. I know 18 is only just an adult. I shouldn't expect a lot, but I'm just not okay anymore with it. If she weren't my sister, I would have no guilt not caring. I know I'm not easy to like. I'm not a particularly cool person who you can be proud of. That's not to be self-depreciating. I think I'm very cool, really, but in a self-assured way, which is to say I'm not fashionable, but I'm stylish. If that makes sense, I have a pretty self-defined style. I am probably always a bit too much. I thought being embarrassed of me would at least be an outside-the-house thing. On the weekend, I went to a theater production. It was incredible. A once-in-a-lifetime thing to see, really, because we rarely get West End or Broadway talent here, let alone all together. It was the first time since she was 7 I didn't invite her along to a show she was old enough to see. I just couldn't stomach the thought of sitting in a car with her for 3 to 4 hours each way. I almost don't feel guilty about that.